Hi, welcome back to our channel. Today we're talking about the healthcare settings. So when we say healthcare setting, we're trying to explain deep into healthcare because most people don't really understand what healthcare is. Once you say there are jobs in Ireland about healthcare, they're talking about care, and mostly people jump to changing nappies, saying, okay, we're gonna be changing nappies. So today I have a healthcare professional that is gonna explain everything and like tell us what do they do in every section of healthcare in different places. Like we always say, we leave no stone unturned. So today we're turning every stone and we want to understand deep into it so that when you're applying for a job in healthcare and you're going to work, you might know where you can work, you might know different settings where you can actually prefer to work compared to other places. It's not just about working in nursing homes and changing nappies, as people always say. So Nigel, welcome to the show, and please introduce yourself before I introduce you. I don't want to mess up.
Thank you so much, Bongi. I really appreciate this opportunity and thank you so much for having me today. This is quite a serious topic that we are discussing today, and it confuses a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's actually a good idea to have it explained deeper so that a lot of people can get to understand what exactly does a healthcare assistant do and what exactly are they expected to be doing. Where would a healthcare assistant work? So, firstly, I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Nigel Chanakira, and I am a healthcare profession. I've been working in healthcare. Healthcare professional. Sorry, I've been working in healthcare for I think 4 years now, and I've worked in almost all different care settings. So the information I'm sharing today, it's just from my own personal experiences. It could be more, they could be, it could be less. So it's up to you as well to go out there and research deeper and not just depend on the information that we're gonna.
That's what I always tell my followers. Don't be a follower. I know you are following me, but don't be a follower. Be a learner. When we share information here, take this information, do more research, and use it to your own understanding. Like learn and do more research and use it wise in a way. Don't just say, okay, I heard Claudia or Nigel saying this, so I'm just gonna follow it the way it is. Do more research, keep learning, and you might get something out of it. So let's start first things first. You said you've been working in Ireland for 4 years and in healthcare. Before relocating to Ireland, were you working in healthcare before? And how was it to get into healthcare in Ireland for you?
Well, I actually wasn't working in healthcare. I was doing something totally different. But when I got into Ireland, the reason why I had to venture into healthcare, to be honest, settling in Ireland, or maybe let me just say settling in a foreign country or a different country, is totally difficult, like really, really difficult as we anticipated. You know, even if you want to get back into college and everything, having to gather the funds and everything, because when you're coming in as a new resident, you are not eligible for some fundings and everything. So for you to be to gather some funds, or maybe to be eligible, you should be in the country for a certain period of time and everything. So yeah, I decided to venture into healthcare because, to be honest, it was quick money. And I shouldn't say desperation, but then I had to weigh all other different industries, because when people are coming into Ireland, they have, I would say, a lot of options. But then now it's up to you to decide which one can suit you better. Also, depending on your personality, the type of a person you are. So I would say I had to choose between maybe working in construction, working in maybe warehousing, maybe like a lot of different options that were on the plate. But then I decided to just choose healthcare. Why? Because healthcare, the most biggest advantage about healthcare is you're working long hours. So that means the minimum hours you should work as a full-time contract is it 80 hours per 2 weeks,
Per
which is
2
per
weeks, yes,
fortnight.
because it's like 40 hours a
Yes,
week.
so
I
a
would say
week
80
you can
hours
do
or
up to,
so.
I think they can be more or less, but they range around 40 hours.
Yeah,
Because
40
I
hours
know
a
some
week.
contracts they can have 37.5 hours, and some they can have up to 42 hours a week.
Yeah.
So I would say if you're working in healthcare, mostly it's long hours. So if you're doing 12-hour shifts, for you to be able to reach like 40 hours a week, you only need to work like 3 to 4 days a
Yes.
week.
Yeah.
And as well, usually they pay you fortnightly. So you should be having a total of maybe 80 hours or up to 84 hours per 2 weeks. So that means if you work 3 days this week, and next week you will have to work 4 days to gather your hours so that you can have enough hours.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing I looked at. I was like, okay, if I go to a 9 to 5 job, especially if it's not like those higher paying job, you're gonna be busy. Of course, you're working Monday to Friday, so you need to you need transportation to work and everything. So that's gonna cost you as well. But if you're going to work 3 days a week, even if I go to work and I just work longer hours, that's okay. Because you are saving on transportation to work, you're saving on waking up as well. For someone like me, I really hate waking up. So yeah, I had to choose between a lot of options. Then I just decided to venture into care. So
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you for explaining that, because I feel like most people, when they come to Ireland, they always say care pays more than other jobs. While it's not really true. Care seems to have more money because you are working 12 hours a day. So if you don't work 3 days, as it's given 3 days and 4 days in a fortnight, if you work, let's say, 5 days and 5 days, of course you're going to have more money because you are working 12 hours, while someone who works in another company, like as a receptionist, is working 8 hours and in a period of 5 days. So now people just blindly say care has more money. It's
Exactly.
hours that are
Yeah.
just more.
I
So
also
thank you for explaining
I
that.
also say that as well, which is quick money in care. But then it's basically not quick money.
It's
but
not
the
quick
reason
money.
why it's considered as quick money is if you're working in care, to be honest, you're working longer hours and lesser days. So you have a lot of free time. So if you want to take extra shifts, it's up to you. If you're not lazy to work, there's always like shifts lying around, to take.
But
so
when you are working as a receptionist, Monday to
you're
Friday,
working Monday to Friday, and obviously you need time to rest. You need,
and besides, sometimes companies are closed on weekends. So
companies are closed on weekends. Yes, exactly. So with care, it's 24/7, guys. 24/7. They need care in every setting, unless if we're doing maybe home care. Home care, that's where you'll be going to people's homes, and we're gonna explain deeper into that. But yeah, home care, to be honest, it has its own hours.
Okay.
But yeah, there's always like hours to work around, and you can earn more if you are not lazy to work.
Okay. I had a question, but I feel like I don't know. It just went. So let's forget about my question. Let's get on to it. So just explain to us straight away. If my question comes back, I'm gonna ask. I forgot. So let's just get on to it. Like when you have QQI level 5, or when you are a healthcare assistant, where can you actually work? Um, like places, name them all, and please explain them in detail, because that's what we're here for, and that's what confuses a lot of people. People always talk about when you work in care, you're going there to change nappies, and that's it.
Exactly. So thank you so much for bringing that up. So when you're working as a healthcare assistant, some they describe that as a caregiver. It's the same thing. It confuses a lot of people, because I've had a lot of people asking me, look, I have a caregiver certificate, can I work as a healthcare assistant? It is one thing, it's just a different name for it. So now there are a lot, to be honest, anywhere where someone needs help or maybe personal assistance, a healthcare assistant can be found there. So that consists of maybe hospitals, different types of hospital settings as well, because we have acute, we have respiratory, we have maternity. I mean, every healthcare hospital setting, they need care assistance.
Okay.
Right. So when you're working in a hospital and you are a care assistant, basically your duties there. And the good thing about working in hospitals, even if you're not a driver, they can still take you to work in because you're not expected to be driving.
That's one thing that I always advise people to say. If you're gonna relocate to Ireland to work as a carer, you need your driver's license.
Right.
So when you're saying this one doesn't really need you to be a driver.
Exactly.
It's good.
So if you're working in hospitals, you honestly don't really need a driver. Maybe if you're gonna need a driver's license or to be a driver, it's for your own personal benefit to be able to drive from home to go to work and back home.
Yeah.
So when you're working in a hospital, the main and most important thing that you're gonna be doing is maybe personal assistance. So by personal assistance, let's just give this scenario. You go into a hospital, you are sick, and you get admitted.
Yeah.
Right. Once you are in the hospital, there's a nurse that keeps coming more often, regularly, checking your blood pressure, checking this, checking that, right?
Yes.
But how often are they coming? They come maybe once in a while because they are mostly busy doing other things on the other hand, right? So as a care assistant, mostly here in Ireland, they do have care assistants in hospitals because a care assistant will be readily available for the patients. So whenever a patient needs a glass of water, a care assistant is there to just go and grab a glass of water and come give to a patient. A patient maybe wants to go to the bathroom. You're not going to help them change or to do whatever they can walk, just like you when you're going to a hospital. You can walk, but I mean you can do your own things independently. But maybe sometimes you just need support to walk. So they support as well with mobilizing. That's assisting you from the bed. Maybe you are using some kind of machinery. I feel like this video is going to be very long because I want to dive deep into details. So maybe you're going to be using some kind of special machinery. Maybe it could be a hoist. Maybe it could be Sarah steady, whatever the case might be. You're going to assist them from the bed, walk with them to the bathroom. You assist them until they sit comfortably in the bathroom. Then you walk out, you let them do their business. When they are done, they will call you and you're just assisting to mobilizing. Cases might be different. Some need more assistance, some need lesser assistance.
Okay.
Right. So that's, to be honest, that's basically what you're doing in a hospital. And mostly you need to be supporting them with feeding. In hospitals they've got their canteens and kitchens or whatever, so they prepare food you don't need to be preparing food in the hospital. The food is delivered to the ward. Then as a care assistant, in your ward maybe you have 8 patients. 3 of those 8, they need assistance eating. So when the food comes, even those that are going to bring the food, they will know, okay, we're not going to bring all the food, all three of the food at once. We're going to bring maybe into sections. So they'll bring the first one, you assist them, they bring the second, unless there is more of carers to assist. And also nurses are also available to help when demand arises. In a hospital, you don't administer medication because we have nurses for that. I would say in most care settings, as a healthcare assistant, you do not administer medication. The only thing you can do is to prompt.
What is to prompt? To
prompt is now to support. Oh, here's your medication. You just give them. Make sure the medication is dispensed properly. Usually, if as a care assistant, you're only administering medication that is from blister packs, which is pre-packed already according to the dates, times from the pharmacy or wherever they package it. So you just administer medication. It's maybe for Monday. Today is Monday. Morning, afternoon, and evening. You just open the blister pack. Then give the medication to the patient. They take their own medication. As a care assistant, you're not allowed unless you have a special training. We're gonna get there. So basically that's what you're doing, and just being a companion. To be honest, just having a conversation. I'm in a hospital, I'm so depressed, I'm stressed, I'm even wondering, maybe I had I have a severe injury, and am I gonna go back to normal? I'm just overthinking, so I just need someone to have a chat with, So a care assistant could be there for that. So I don't know if you have any few questions as well before we jump into the next.
I know you explained everything very clear, so we can jump on to the next. When you guys have questions, you can always write them on the comment section. Then we're gonna follow on that. And because this video might be long as well, but if part 2 is needed, we're gonna do part 2 explaining more on what you guys are asking, and just keep the comments coming. Then we can answer those comments or do another video explaining more things to it. Okay, so let's go into the second one.
Well, the second one, to be honest, I would say it's so unusual and surprising for a lot of people. I wanted to put it in the last, but then just to keep it exciting, like to keep it interesting, I'm gonna have to say it. Guys, they are care assistants that are required to work as well in prisons.
When I heard that, I was like, okay.
Yes. As a care assistant, you can be required to work in a prison. But mostly, in most usual cases, if you are going to take shifts in prisons, you are not employed by the prison.
Okay, can I just cut you on that? So when you are taking shifts in a prison, does it mean women work in women's prison and men in male's prison, or they can send a woman carer to a male's prison?
Usually, they are very, very strict on that, because even prisons, they are partitioned. The other side is for women, the other side is for male. They don't even interact them. And also, when the prison guards, when it's a female prison, they always make sure they put a female guard to avoid sexual assaults. So as a carer, usually when you're going to work in a prison, they will send you to a male prison.
Okay, if you are
a male, if you're a woman, they will send you to a female prison. Okay. And surprisingly, it's not even as bad as it sounds, because when you hear that you're going to work in a prison, and mostly, like I was explaining, that you can work as a healthcare assistant in a prison. Usually, it's not the prison that is employing you. You are working under an agency. So we're gonna cover that as well, on what does agency staff mean. So if you're working under an agency, that's when you can be sent to go and cover a few shifts in the prisons. And you can be regular, to be honest. If you like it, you just tell your agency, look, I enjoyed working there, and could you please send me there again? So they can do that, yes. Because a lot of people are so terrified about working there. It's not, to be honest, personally, I've worked in prisons. It's not even really, really bad. It's not even a bad environment as people think. Maybe it's a bad environment for them, but for you that is just going in and out, it's so much different. Okay. Right. Okay. So I would say the other thing is, if you're working in a prison, you are bound to the prison, to the custody rules. Okay. Throughout the day. So phones are not allowed in prison. Okay. You cannot even use your phone. So when you're going in, you drop your phone wherever you drop it, then you go in. And when you're on your break, that's when you can take your phone out, you make a few calls, you respond to a few messages, and you can, drop it back before you go back inside. Yes. Then there are a lot of, they'll give you the rules before you go in, but you just abide to the custody rules. You are not just a free bird, because you are in people that are restricted to do a few things. So it's just like restricted for that. Exactly. It's just like going holding candy in kids that are, in a room with full of kids that are so hungry that have never had that candy in ages. Okay. So that's exactly what they mean by that. So when you're working in a prison, what you're expected to be doing is, usually, especially in Irish prisons, I don't know in other countries, but even myself, I didn't know about this before. I only knew it until I worked in Ireland. So the reason why people are needed to work in prisons is, number one, there could be old prisoners. Okay. Yes, there could be really, really old prisoners that can no longer that are no longer able to take care of themselves. That's when you just chip in to go and assist them. Because they're old, it doesn't mean the law should just change and work in their favor and let them out. So they would rather bring someone to assist you while you're in prison, so that they can abide to their laws as well. So you just basically are supporting them with maybe personal care, maybe feeding and stuff, or even there could be someone sick as well in the prison. There could be someone sick. Maybe from just a random sickness or whatsoever. So you can also go there to support them, to help them with feeding, like mostly it's feeding and personal care, and also like supporting, what do you call it, uh socially, to interact with them socially, have a chat, like just a general chat. They've been in there for long and they
But
want
Owen,
someone.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, what's the setting like? Is it like in a hospital? Is it like in someone's house? Is it like a prison cell where, like the way we see? Yeah, I just want to know the setting. Like, as you are in there supporting that person that is in prison, what's the setting like?
So from my own personal experience, when they require that specific kind of care, they are no longer in normal cells that high security locks and everything. They are
Okay.
in sort of like they look like maybe hospital wards.
Oh.
But then they are a bit secure than the normal hospital. It's not like it's not a hospital.
Or you can't just
Yeah.
walk in and out.
You're
anytime,
not in
but
the
it
in the
does
cell
look
where
like
there's a little
hospital
toilet
setting.
on the corner, there's a little bed on the corner, and you are just for your own personal safety as well. They cannot put you in
in a cell.
yes, they cannot put you in a cell.
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically what you'll be expected to be doing in a prison. And the advantage as well, you don't need to be a driver to work in a prison. You're not driving anyone anywhere.
Yeah, if there is transport taking you there, if there's a bus, like
exactly.
Yeah,
So if you are able to commute from home to work, and from work back home with your own means, you might probably not even need a car, right? Then the third one that I have here, we have a nursing home.
Yeah, that's the one that everyone knows about.
A nursing home is, and it's often identified as a old age home by other people.
Yeah.
But some they call it residential or something, but I don't believe that it's residential, because residential is a community care where someone lives in their own home. But nursing home is sort of like it's almost like a hospital, like, but it's not a hospital.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a home where old people are taken. So anyone can live in an old age home when they are old. It could either be their personal wishes that look, when I grow old, when I'm at this age and stuff, take me to a nursing home. That's where I want to have my my end of life. And they could go there. The reason why most people even opt to go to a nursing home is because, guys, this country is so busy. Ireland is so busy. There is no one who has got free time to be taking care of another person at home, while they are no longer.
I would say even if you try, it's gonna be so heavy on you, because you're gonna have your own job and another job at home to take care of, and you also have kids. And remember, here it's hard to even get a child minder. So imagine you are taking care of your grandmother and your kids, and you're still working full time.
Right.
It becomes a challenge.
Exactly, it becomes a challenge. And there's a video that you once made as well, that you were breaking down the cost of living in Ireland. Guys, you cannot even afford a living here in Ireland without working. Even if you do have your own house that is fully paid for, you still need money for everything, almost anything. Bills, like everything. So that's why most people make that wish that, look, when I get old, I want to go to a nursing home. They made their own decision to give their kids or their relatives a break. They can just go to the nursing home and they can be taken care of. So in a nursing home, this one is a full-time setting for a healthcare assistant, and it's 24/7 as well. You are required to be a carer every minute of the day. So usually if you're working 8 to 8 night shifts, you're starting from 8 at night, finishing at 8 in the morning. Then another one is starting as well at 8 in the morning, finishing at 8 at night. That's how usually the shift rolls here in Ireland. So as a care assistant in a nursing home, this is really busy, because now it depends. It could be just an old age home. It could be a dementia support. So now the difference between this old age home, it could be just any random person when they are old and they just want to go to a nursing home where they can be taken care of, without having to bother their families, but they are okay. They don't have any sicknesses, just that they are no longer physically able to
Yes,
carry out some
yes.
daily tasks. Could be either washing themselves, feeding themselves, but most of them they can still be able to feed themselves, especially if you don't really have a severe sickness. Then dementia, it's actually a whole different story, because I'm not gonna break down what dementia is. It's actually
it's another topic
yeah,
in
it's
another
actually
video. We
another
just want to
topic.
know the healthcare
Yeah,
settings.
it's a topic for
when you get to work there, like how is the place and everything.
Exactly.
The setting. Yeah.
Yeah. So now when you're working in a dementia care, that's where it's more busy, because the dementia clients, they almost like they are almost like intellectual. It almost like they've intellectual disability. So you get to understand this more if you study more, or if you read more articles on dementia. It damages a lot of parts in the brains, and you are no longer functioning as a normal human being. Whatever other people are seeing as normal, to you, to you will be abnormal. What they see as abnormal to you is normal. So the thing about dementia clients, to be honest, dementia have got stages. So when I'm saying dementia clients, if somebody is out there and they've got dementia and they're okay, I'm not really saying anything bad about them. But then when it gets to like a severe, they could maybe just lose it. They can just become like a baby, like the brains of a baby. They can just they're no longer continent. They need a pad, which is sort of like a nappy. It's basically a nappy, and they'll be just individual doing everything on their own in the pad, and you just have to change the pads, and you need to assist them with a lot of things. Like they're always busy, they're always walking around, and you need to be trying to redirect them where to go, what to do, So it
I
depends.
have a lot of questions on that, but I don't think I can ask all of them. Because I feel like a child, whenever you want to change them, you tell them, okay, relax here, I'm gonna change you. But for someone who's old and who thinks on their own way, I feel like you're trying to change them, they might be walking around or doing other things, which becomes like a bit messy.
Yeah, that is actually a biggest challenge on working with dementia clients, because what you're saying, according to them, it's abnormal. You're saying, let me change you. They are no longer able to go to the toilet and do everything they want to do in the toilet. But then according to them, they still know that, why would you need to change me? Because I'm an adult. Right? So why do you want to change me? What do you want to change? But at the same time, so it could be a challenge. So some of them, they get to understand that when it's time to change, you just tell them, let's go change. They'll just go change quietly. But then some of them, when they no longer it's a mission, to be honest. It's a mission. Even taking medication, some of them, they refuse medication. It's actually, and I would say a nursing home is the only place where medication can be administered
by carers.
Not by care, but by nurses. But then it can be hidden. Sorry, there's a word. Yeah, there's a word for that. But then we're not going like deep on words. But then if it's called covert medication, so it basically means medication that is disguised. Where you can crush tablets into powder and you put it into yogurt and stuff like that, just to get them to take it. It's not allowed in other care settings unless if it's prescribed by a doctor or maybe a specialist that you should do like this. Then basically you do everything in a nursing home. That's why most people say nursing home is mostly difficult.
That's why we relate care work as working in nursing homes or old age homes where you change nappies. Exactly. That's what we all think about.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's also the reason why a lot of people mock carers. If somebody hears that you are a healthcare assistant, they'll just see you changing nappies. But there's more to care.
Yeah, and I feel like there is more into you are being someone's therapist in a way. You sit down, you talk to them, like you said in prison, someone could have been like away from his family or family members, and they want someone to talk to.
Right. Yeah. So that one now, we dive into it, and it's mostly active in home care.
Or talking to someone.
Yes, home care now. This is care whereby a carer drives.
Wait, when you say home care,
It's
Are
not
we out
nursing
of
home. We are
nursing
out of
homes
nursing
now?
home already.
Okay.
Now we are doing home care. That's why I was saying most people, they confuse
Okay.
home care and residential support. Okay, guys. So what we're just talking about, the next care setting that we going into is home care. Home care is often confused as well to nursing home, the one that we just explained previously. So now in home care, this is when you drive to client homes.
Yes.
In their houses where they live, you give them care there. They don't need to go to a nursing home or anything. So basically what you do is you be having a schedule, maybe 15 residents a day.
Yeah.
Or it depends on the amount of care they need, and most calls they are for hours. I mean hourly. So if you go to someone's home, you're just assisting them for an hour, or it could be 30 minutes depending on the personal needs. So when you're doing home care, basically what you are supposed to be expected to be assisting with is maybe personal care. And one client can have maybe 3 calls a day. When I'm saying calls, I'm trying to say maybe 3 visits, a day. Yeah. So if, for example, my schedule will be telling me from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning, you're going to Bongi, and there will be Bongi's address there. Then you go again to John from 11 to 12. Then from 12 to 1 you're going to Mary, like just depending on the care, exactly on the care that people need and when do they need it. And there could be different carers as well, that are going to the same client. So for example, I can go and do personal care in the morning, which is maybe assisting John from bed and preparing John's breakfast, just assisting John with a bed bath or maybe a wash or whatsoever, shower, whatever the case might be in the morning. Then I leave. Somebody might come for lunch, prepare a light lunch for John, make sure that he feeds John and give John his afternoon medication, then leaves. Then maybe I can come back again in the evening, depending on the type of care that John needs. Some it's only one time a day, some it's only so. Like as a carer, you can have like 15 different clients a day.
In one
or
day.
Yes, or you could have maybe 5 same clients that you're going to their houses repeatedly. You understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So for example, what I'm trying to say is I can go to John in the morning, then I go to Bong in the afternoon, then I go to Peter in the, like keeping on going to different carers, to different clients.
Yeah.
Or I can go to all 3, or I can do all 3 calls for one client. You understand? I'm trying to make it as simple and understandable as possible. Right. So that one now, it requires you to be socially active. If you are a very, very, very bubbly and social person, that job will be very, very, very interesting for you. Because I would say most Irish clients, they are very friendly.
Yeah.
They are really friendly in a way that if you go there, they just want to hear just social stories. You do not need to be singing for them or trying to read books for them or anything, but I could just spend the whole day telling them about my life, my history. I'm not saying you should disclose your personal or private life, but just being social. What happened yesterday? What did you eat yesterday? Where did you go yesterday? I took my family for a dinner. It was so nice, and yesterday we did this. Just being social. There are people that won't keep quiet. That's what they like. That's why they love, because mostly they are just alone.
Some of those clients, they are still able to do their daily activities. They might need assistance on few things, but also they still need someone to be there for them. Maybe they don't have kids around or something.
So in those cases, it's a situation whereby somebody can have their own house, and the kids are grown. They're now having their own families. They're no longer living with them. And maybe I used to have a wife, but the wife died. and I'm now taking care of myself, but then now I'm old, or maybe I just had a severe fall, and I'm no longer able to wash myself as I used to do before. Right. So now that's where a carer chips in. You just go there, you assist them. Some calls, they're not even for personal help. You just go there for just social support. Maybe medication prompting. Yeah, maybe you go out for a walk. You can just go out for a walk on a nice summer day. You just having a social conversation. You're talking about what you are seeing, the colors of the car, the weather, the whatever, the football match that was on the TV yesterday. It just depends. So that's why you really need to be socially active on that one. And it's so nice, to be honest, because you have I would say you are flexible.
Because on this one, I have heard people complaining about, they make jokes about that I work 18 hours but I only get paid for 7 hours. What did you say about that? So
now that one, since you are not scheduled for the whole day at once, you could be having breaks in between your calls. So for example, when you're working in a nursing home, you are clocking in at 8 o'clock in the morning and you clock out at 8 o'clock at night, and you are getting paid your 12 hours. Maybe sometimes they can deduct 1 hour for break. For lunch, so if you're getting paid 11 hours, your wages are just 11 hours on the dot. But now with home care, it's not guaranteed that you're gonna have your 12 hours a day. Because I can have maybe I can have a call for Bongi from 9 to 10. Then I have a break from 10 to 12. Then I go for John from maybe 30 minutes. I go for John maybe from 12 to 12:30. Then I have another 30 minutes break. Then I go to Mary from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Then from there could be gaps, you understand? And also you need traveling time. So what they normally do with your calls is they can put you from 9 to 10. Other companies, they don't really mind putting you on continuous hours. So that they limit you having too much breaks in between. Exactly. Then you lose your pay. Exactly. So what they normally do is they can put you continuous hours. But then when you go and give your client care, let's say, for example, instead of doing the whole 1 hour, you can do 45 minutes, 50 minutes. Then you still accommodate yourself travel time from another call to another call. Because they normally try to put you in the same area. So, for example, if I'm working in Dublin, they just give me a portion of Dublin. I'm no longer driving 30 minutes across the town, 50 minutes across the town. They will just give me like a certain area, a certain community where the carers are. So, the clients are. So now that means if I'm working from, let's say I'm finishing my call here. My next call could be 5 houses down the block. So I just need maybe 1 minute drive, or I just need maybe 5 minutes walk. So that's what they normally do. They won't give you breaks, a travel distance in between. So that one will be good. But then at the same time, you need to manage your time properly. And some clients as well, they complain, and HSC as well, which is the health executive, health. We did a video about HSC. Exactly. So, which is I was about to explain the abbreviations. Okay. The HSC as well, they were complaining about carers going into calls and not completing the whole hour, because the hour is like the hour is supposed to be given to a client, that specific client. And if you leave 5 minutes before an hour, you're actually robbing their time. You understand? Because when HSC is paying a company, they're just gonna give them all their money for that. So most companies, what they do is they can give you 5 minutes, 10 minutes travel distance in between, which is why your hours are limited. Instead of having 12 hours a day, you can end up having like 6 hours a day. And what about your car mileage? Because you are using your car, right? Or is it a company car that you are using to drive around to clients? So a company can have more than 200 carers. So there is no a company can have 200 cars for each individual. So this is where you are also expected to be driving. Some they do travel by by foot or by bus, but it is really draining. It is really difficult because sometimes it could be cold. Sometimes with the Irish weather. Sometimes it could be raining. Sometimes so it's really, really difficult. So most people, they should be driving. So if you're driving and you have your own car, the company offers you mileage, a certain amount of mileage. It cannot be a lot, but it's sometimes they charge maybe 30 cents per kilometer, 20 cents per kilometer, 10 cents per kilometer, the companies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so now after traveling the whole day, you could have driven maybe 10 kilometers, you're having 10 cents by 10, €1.
Wow.
That's what they, but that one is not really a lot of money that you can budget for, and it's not even enough.
But
for
what
you as
matters
well.
is that you're going to people's houses, you're talking to them, you're
Exactly.
changing their lives.
Exactly. So that one, you need to be passionate, and it's also interesting because if you want to do your own bits and pieces during the day, you can go for your little shopping on your break. You can do this, you can relax, you can breathe.
Have a bit of freedom.
Exactly. And even when you finish your call, you're driving to the next call, you have time to yourself. You don't really,
And like being
exactly,
there
you're
for
not
12
stuck
hours.
in the same place, in the same area for 12 hours.
Okay.
Right. So now,
Before you wanna go to the next one,
Right,
before
you
you
can
go
ask.
to the next one, why do I always do this? Like, I want to ask a question, then I forget about the question that I want to ask.
I'm talking too
Oh,
much.
I wanted to ask about the racism. I have heard care workers, some of them, they say they experience racism. Some of them, they say, oh, Irish people are nice people. Like, they are not racist. They are lovely. They are, like, they love small talks and everything. So what can you say, since you mentioned prison, you mentioned home care, you mentioned the different types. So what can you say about different settings and the racism in those settings?
Well, in my own personal experience, I've never experienced racism.
Oh, wow.
I've never experienced racism. The only times you could maybe experience a bit of racism is when you're working in a nursing home and maybe you're working with people with mental disabilities. Maybe their brains, like I was saying, they sometimes they are no longer
Functioning.
Yes, they are no longer independent they're no longer able to know what's going on, what's the day to day and everything. So their brains are left like 15-20 years backwards.
Yeah.
They won't really know exactly what's happening in the world, and so now because of the cultural, is it diversity or whatever, they now, like, a lot of people, they got to understand
The diversity
exactly
and the inclusion that is
exactly
happening. Yeah.
So they got to understand that on a daily basis we meet people from different cultural backgrounds, people from different races and everything. So they don't make it a big deal. And I would say also, thanks to the Irish law, they are so strict on race discrimination.
Oh, okay.
So it is actually a very, very big deal if someone is experiencing racism. But in a nursing home, there's nothing you can do about it because they are they are not 100% okay mentally. So of course, even if they're just being racist, it's something that you should not even take personal because they are not okay themselves. Okay. And if you feel that you cannot take it, you can tell your line manager. They can maybe put you to another ward or to another place where you can be away from that specific individual that is being discriminatory.
Okay.
Right. Then coming back to maybe residential support, it could be maybe once in a while when you walk into a house and the person is just tense. They won't really tell you straight that I don't want to talk to you because you are this race. They can just be tense and they can just be
show some
a bit
signs.
a bit aggressive, not really aggressive in a way, but just ignorant, and it's something that they're not saying to you directly. But yourself, you just get to understand, but okay, this person doesn't like me that much. So that's okay. If you're not happy working with that, especially if it's home care, they can remove that person, that specific person from your calls, and you're not gonna go back to them again.
Or when it's this one that you visit houses, when you feel like this person doesn't really accept my kind of, like, they can just say, okay, don't go to that.
That one is not only as well on racism, but even on maybe some old individuals. They are alone for years. Maybe their wife passed 20 years ago, maybe. So they can be a bit sexually assaulting
Okay.
So let's say you're a female and you go into John's house, and John is kind of a bit too much close, crossing the line. If you're not happy with that, you can tell John, please stop. I'm not happy with that. And if they keep going and they keep doing it, you just go to your manager, you tell them, look, I cannot go to John's house anymore because John is like this. Then they'll send maybe a male carer. It's something. Yeah. So I would say your team, your company, your management, they are always supportive. They're always having your back. Anything that you have, always go back to them, discuss with them, tell them where you're not happy, tell them where you need change. They are always there to support you or to help you. Then now,
thanks to the Irish laws and policies for that,
right,
because it's a big thing.
Then now we go to the I would say to the last one. There are a lot, guys, but I just listed the most main ones and the most basic ones. So now we have residential support. Residential support now, it's you're working for a company, but now it's different from a residential. I mean, from a home care, because home care you're going to your client's house, but now with residential support, your company has houses. So your company can buy maybe 10 houses in Dublin, 20 houses in Kildare, 20 houses in Sligo. So each and every house, there will be residents that are they are kind of assigned to live in that house by the HSC.
Okay.
You understand? Some they can be, what do you call it, administered directly from the family, but some they come through the HSC, because the Irish government, they've got this system that if you are not able to take care of yourself, and maybe for some personal health reasons and everything, and you need support, and you don't have accommodation maybe, or in other cases, usually in residential support, it's people or kids that have got mental disabilities, and their families can no longer able to handle them, or they no longer able to support them, since they require a lot of support. So now that's when they go to HSC and they explain to HSC their situation and everything. Then HSC takes them in, and then assign them into a home. So instead of putting them into a nursing home, because they've got like mental conditions and everything, they put them into residential support, which is the company's residence. So the company is the one that is given residence by the HSC. Look, we are giving you this residence, take care of them. Then the HSC will be paying the company for taking care of those individuals.
What's the setting in those homes? Because in South Africa, I used to study nursing before. A few people know about that. So I worked in old age homes. I worked in children's homes. So in South Africa, we have places where we say it's a children's home. So that's where some of them, they are orphanages. That's where kids that don't have parents or that where they stay. So what's the setting in these residential homes? Is it like children's homes in South Africa or what?
So they are more or less the same, because it's basically just a house. A normal house that even yourself you can buy. Then the company buys that house. The only cases when they can make some changes or renovations to that house is when maybe there's someone in a wheelchair. That's when they will have to put a ramp outside, and just to make it wheelchair friendly. But it's actually an actual house. So now in this house, it could be a 2 bedrooms house, 5 bedrooms house, 6 bedrooms house. So the number of the bedrooms determines how many people are staying in that house. So it could be a 5 bedrooms house, 1 bedroom, or it could be assigned as a sleepover room. So now when it's residential support, there should be a sleepover staff at night who will be sleeping, depending on the number of staff working. So sometimes there could be a sleepover staff which is being paid to sleep at work. You go to work, you sign in. Usually sleepover is paid, sleepover rate. There's actually sleepover rate is normally paid from the minimum, the minimum wage, which is €13.50 at the moment. Yeah, so if you're working as a sleepover staff, you start your shift 8 o'clock. You're working 8 to 8 as a normal shift.
Oh, it's
From
12
8
hours as
o'clock,
well.
yeah, it is 12 hours. But now the sleep time it's 8 hours. It's paid from 11 to 7. So usually, if you start your shift at 8 o'clock, you're being paid your normal wages. Maybe you're getting paid 16, 17, 20, whatever the case might be,
Yeah.
from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Then when 11 o'clock comes, you go to bed. You go to sleep.
Yeah.
Pass out, set an alarm for 7 o'clock
Okay.
in the morning. You wake up at 7 o'clock, then you just support maybe with maybe paperwork or whatever needs to be done in the morning.
Yes.
Until 8 o'clock. You knock off. That last hour you're being paid your normal wage.
Okay.
Right. So now in the residential support, depending on the size of the house, they normally put a room for sleepover.
Okay.
Staff that are coming to sleep. Then, and especially if they are if they've limited rooms, they normally make the office a sleepover. So it will be a normal office, a desk, a computer, printer, everything on the corner. Then they put a small bed to sleep on the other side.
Yeah.
It just depends on the size of the rooms and everything.
Yeah.
So now, depending on the rooms that are left after we take out the office and the sleepover room, that's the number of the residents that we're gonna have in that. So for example, it's a 6 bedrooms house. We take 2 bedrooms, one is a sleepover, one is an office. Then we need 4 residents for that house. Right. So now, depending on the residents' needs, some they can live upstairs, some they can live downstairs.
Okay.
And on a daily basis, also depending on their personal care plan for that specific resident, they have it depends the assigned staff that should be working with them.
Yeah.
So now the different part about working in a nursing home. In a nursing home, you could be one carer taking care of maybe 15 patients in a certain ward.
Yeah.
But then when you're doing residential support now, you one resident, you can be 2 staff assigned to support that one resident.
Okay.
Because of their challenging behaviors.
Okay.
So some they are 1-to-1, some they are 2-to-1.
That's why sometimes they beat you.
Exactly. Some that one, to be honest, that one be ready for anything. Some they can even beat you up because some they have like challenging behaviors.
Okay.
And some they can be really, really difficult to control because usually if you're working in like guys, when you're working as a carer, you are not allowed to beat anyone. You cannot lay a hand. You go to jail. You go to jail, no questions asked.
Yeah.
Even if the residents beat you up, just resist, protect yourself, and just try to run away if you can.
Yeah.
They will give you adequate training depending on the type of the residents that you have and the behaviors that they have.
Okay.
So that one, yeah, it's really, really difficult, but at the same time, it would be the easiest depending on the type of the residents that you have.
That you are supporting.
Yes, because some they could be wheelchair residents. They may be aggressive, but they're just sitting in the wheelchair. Some of them, they're so energetic. They can come to you, punch you, do whatever you want to do. But after knowing them, after working with them, you know what triggers them, and you have to work very hard to avoid triggering them. Yes. So yeah, that's basically what you expect when you're working in a residential support. So now, depending on the type of residents that are in their house, the normal day, you start your day, you sign in, and in the morning you do the morning routine, breakfast and everything. You make sure they eat. Maybe if they need support, showering, bathing, you help them showering, dressing up and everything, they are ready. And there's always an activity planner. Yeah. That is planned for every week. So on let's say on Monday, they are going for swimming. On Tuesday, they are going to a cinema. On Wednesday, they are going for a walk in the park. Depending on their activity planner. Yeah. Usually, when that activity planner is being planned, it's sort of like a meeting with the residents, ask them what they want. But then because some of them, they've got severe intellectual disabilities, they cannot even decide what they want. Yeah. You have to help them decide on what they normally enjoy when you go out and everything. So yeah, you just follow. Basically,
your daily duties like involve in, like, I would say it's about trying to make that person live their best life as possible. That's because you are planning taking them to swimming. It's like they are living as normally as they could, like.
So the reason why it's called residential support, you are supporting the residents to live their normal daily life.
Okay.
Because when they are alone, they cannot even manage to do anything. They are just helpless anyway. So,
helpless is
so,
a better word.
So now they cannot like do much alone. You need to be supporting them, which is taking them out socially. They need, that social break. They need to, enjoy like, just a normal person, So that's basically the goal. And some, if you're working with especially younger kids, they go to school. Some of them, they even go to a normal mainstream school. Some, they go to maybe special schools. So in the morning, you just wake up, same thing, you prepare, just like what you do with your own kids. You wake up, you get them ready, you pack their bags, get them into the car, you drive them. Now, this is the one that requires a driver's license.
Yes.
You could get it without a driver's license, because sometimes if you're working 2 to 1 and one is a driver, the other one, if not, that's okay. But in most cases,
shifts, maybe
sometimes if you're working night shifts, you don't really need to be a driver, because usually, especially if it's a night shift as well, they might say the one staff should be a driver in case of emergencies.
Oh, yes.
The house burns down, you need to evacuate the house, or maybe go to shelter. The storm comes, takes the roof of the house. You need to go to a hospital, and in case an emergency happens, so they might need a driver as well. So because this one is almost like living your normal daily life as a human being. You need to go to the shops, you need to do this, and even the daily tasks in the house, just the way you clean your house as you go, because no one is coming to clean for you. There is no any cleaning company that is coming to clean after you. Different from a nursing home. In the nursing home, there are cleaners that will be cleaning, and they're just assigned to cleaning. There are staff for the kitchen that are just preparing food and everything. But in the residential support, you are everything. And this is where now, as a carer, you are allowed to administer medication. But you receive a special medication training before you admit, because medication, guys, is a very, very, very sensitive topic. So they have to make sure that they train you to understand administering medication. And in most usual cases, every company have got a nurse that is assigned as well to be just coming once a week, once in a while, to also support with clinical stuff that may be needed. But then most things on a daily basis, you do them yourself. So it's also 8 hours, start from in the morning, you finish at night, and some other stuff comes at night, finish in the morning.
8 hours or 12 hours?
Sorry, 12 hours, sorry.
Okay.
12 hours from 8 to 8.
So all nursing, all care settings, hours is always 12 hours.
Most.
Whether you're working, yes, you name them all. Okay, let me try to see if I remember all of them, like you said. There's a nursing home. There's nursing home. Nursing home is like the old age home, right? Then there is prison. Then they said nursing home, prison. Then there is the home care one, where you go house by house. Then there is you said auxiliary care.
That's dom care. It's almost the same as home care that you just explained. That you go to their homes.
Then I'm about to name it. Then there is
residential support.
There is residential support, where now, let's say, you just residential support, the one that you help with daily needs, like you can take kids to school. Then there is which one else?
Hospitals.
Hospitals. Yes.
And there's another one that I left out. You could also work in a day center. So what we call a day center is usually, if you're working in a residential support, you take kids to school, you take service users out for activities and everything. Then some could be going to day centers. So day centers, this one now is some let's say some residents that are living in social support, they need to associate with other people or other kids or whatsoever. They are day centers where they can go for the day, maybe just 8 hours a day, 6 hours a day or so. Could be from 9 to 4 or from 9 to 3, depending on their hours. So now the day center, now you can also work in a day center as a carer. And also day centers, they are sort of like daycare. You know, as a parent, you could be having a child that have got intellectual disability. They cannot go to school. They cannot even go to. They are not even accepted in a special. Sometimes because of their mental issues, or maybe you want an aftercare. The school is finishing at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and you want somewhere for them to be before you. I mean, you come back from work or what. So it's sort of like a daycare. So in a day center, you can work in a day center and you can assist with feeding. You can assist now with activities. This is where you can be singing for them, singing with them, reading books, coloring, painting. You can even go out for walks as well. Yeah, just like when you're working in a school. You know, maybe in a creche or something, if I'm to put it that way. So yeah, it is actually another care setting that you can work.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of them.
Yeah, that one also, it depends on the type of the resident of the, what do you call it, people that you have.
Yeah, service users.
Yes, sometimes you might need some pad changes, sometimes, but usually it's no washes. Unless if they spoil themselves.
When you say washes, you mean bathing someone, right?
So now in healthcare, because most residents, they are, when they are no longer able to wash themselves or to bath themselves, it's a very difficult task to lift them, assist them to the bathroom, to bath. You know, so what they do is called a body wash, which you can do with a dish. When someone is sleeping in bed, usually it's done in a home, in a nursing home. When someone is sleeping in a bed, right, you just come with a dish with warm water, towel, soap. Then you can just use a soapy towel. You just wipe their face, wipe their hands. It's just like when you're bathing, but now the difference is you're in bed, so you're not going to be pouring water. So you just form a towel, form something, then you wash them, armpits and everywhere, like you know. Then you dry it with a dry towel, and then you know, some lotion if they have some. You assist them with dressing up. That's a body wash. Then a shower. So those are two different things: body wash and shower. So shower, that's when maybe you can assist them to the shower, and sometimes they are shower chairs, which is a chair that is designed for a resident to sit in the shower. And now when the resident is sitting, you just adjust the water, make sure it's the actual heat, the normal heat and everything. Then you wash them, you know, with a soapy sponge, running water around them all over and everything. It just depends. So some, they can have a shower once a week and then body wash every day. Some, they have a shower twice a week, depending on what they want, and also the level of their mobility as well. Because if they are too much dependent, it's gonna be difficult to be lifting them each and every day or twice a day to the shower, you know. So yeah.
Okay, so before we finish the video, I want to ask or list just like a quick list of things that I would say it's a never do when you are working, whether in this setting that you mentioned today, a no-go zone of saying if you do this, you lose your job. Because I feel like most of our videos is for people that are in Africa that are trying to relocate to Europe, and they want to know how is the setting like, what will I be doing, and what should I never do. For an example, I know that there is someone that got in trouble for, I don't know if they really touched the client in a wrong way, but they were accused of touching the resident in a wrong way as a man. Okay, because you do, right, sometimes you just mentioned washes. So you wash a female while you are a male staff, then you end up touching them wrong, and they end up reporting you for touching them wrong. Then another one that I heard was the carer trying to shave. Am I saying it right or wrong? But a carer trying to shave. Don't laugh. A carer trying to shave the resident because they felt like when the person goes to number two gets stuck on the, I don't know, they extend the hair. So they started trying to shave them and they lost their job. Then another one that people mention the most is that you get to the residential support. Then when you get there, there are other carers that have been working there, and you just came in today. They tell you, oh, sit down, have a cup of coffee, don't worry about working, sit down. Then you start sitting down and not working because you were told to sit down. Then they report you for not doing your duties, for not doing your work. So please just give us a quick list of never do this, never do this. What should you do as a new person just like relocated or just came to Ireland and you got a care job, whether you in one of them or in whatever, but then what should you never do?
Well, so when you're working as a healthcare assistant, it is very, very, very important to understand your duties. We have safeguarding policies and procedures that we follow, that we abide by. Most of them, they are put by HIQA, some of them they are put by HSC, some of them they are put by the company itself, right? So we have to follow those policies and procedures. So number one, guys, the thing that we should never ever do, especially when you're working in residential support, you working with money, finances, never ever be tempted to take, even if it's a cent. All the monies are audited. Every money, if you're using a house card or using cash, it's recorded every day. You use it, you write it down, you put receipts and everything. So whenever there's any discrepancies, it has to be explained and noted down. So never ever be tempted taking, even if it's material things, phones or whatsoever the case might be. Guys, this is serious. Then number two, when it comes to dignity, that one is very, very tough, but sometimes it just needs your own common sense, you know, to think before you act. When it comes to shaving someone, right? Yes, of course, some residents, they are okay with shaving beard and everything, you know, it's part of personal care. You know, you shave their beards and everything if they allow you to. And also if the family allow you to. But now when you're going to pubic parts, guys, even other people, other normal people, healthy, you're not even in care or anything. Some people, they don't shave their pubic area. They don't, because they don't believe in shaving there. Why do you have to shave it? If you do shave it, it's for your own personal hygiene and for it's your own personal preferences. It's not everyone that wants to be shaved. So just because I see you have, then I decide, let me shave you. I cannot just make that decision myself. Rather, report to your line manager. Tell them, look, I think this should be done because when John goes to the bathroom, it's very hard for him to get clean because of this. So can we get maybe the family to assist us with the shave? If the family is okay with that, the family is always happy to assist. Then also when it comes to cutting nails, most it's actually not allowed to cut nails. Most residents or service users, they are cut nails by their families. Yes, or maybe by the, if it's the toenails, or maybe they are done by the is it chiropodist? Those ones that take care of nails. So you cannot, especially the reason why we are not allowed to cut nails is it's mostly easy for bacteria and everything to enter through the nails if it's not cut properly. So someone can have an infection from cutting. If you cut the nails wrong, you know, they can have an infection. Then now, discrimination, it's something, it's a no-go, whether to residents or to staff. Never discriminate. Everyone is the same. Everyone is equal. No color, no nothing. Whether male or female. Everyone is the same. Treat everybody with respect. Don't talk about their background. Don't talk about where they come from. Don't talk about whatever the case might be. Just treat them as how you personally want to be treated. You know,
give them dignity.
Exactly, dignity. Exactly. So yeah, I would say, what other sensitive, when it comes to now sexual assault, that one is serious. Especially in a nursing home. It could be only male carers that are working in a certain ward. So if there are some residents that can have their own preferences, that I don't want a male carer helping me.
Yes.
I want a female carer. So now the company will have to make sure that on that ward there is a male carer and a female carer, or female carer if possible.
Yeah.
That's going to be taking care of that specific individual. So if that specific person is not happy with men and you go as a man, even if you don't do anything, chances of them reporting you that you did something, they are high because they are already paranoid, you understand, about those assaults or anything. So they can even meditate or imagine things that are not happening, you understand, and they'll end up reporting. Or in some other cases, it could be maybe in like a normal, let's say in a person who is normally assisted by men, and then you go in and they report that John did this to me the other day. It didn't sit well with me. They're not just gonna come straight away and arrest you because this person complained.
Yeah.
They will investigate. Maybe next they'll investigate. They'll see how you are taking care, where exactly are you not, because it could be maybe the wrong handling that you are using.
Yeah.
Because you always get training on how to handle clients, how to change them, how to wash them.
Yeah.
So if you touch clients, we normally not even allowed to use your fingers when you are touching the client, especially the private areas.
Yeah.
You usually, if you giving them a wash, you use the sponge, or maybe if you are moving them, you use like you avoid using your fingers. Yes, because your fingers can easily slip into wherever they're not supposed to go into. You understand? So they always make sure about that. And whenever there is what do you call it, those kind of let's say there are those kind of reports, or you are, what do you call it, what's the word,
assault.
Someone is maybe, okay, I'm forgetting the word, but yeah, maybe they are thinking, or they are saying that you did this to them, accused. That's the word I was looking for. If you are being accused of something, rather what they do is, while they carry out the investigation and everything, they will keep you away from that person. Because you never know, they might just hate you because of your color. That's where that racism that you're asking about comes in. Just because of where you come from, they might just hate you for that reason. And they just decide to accuse you that, he did this because I just hate him. I don't want to see him tomorrow.
I have heard also someone accused by not the resident, not the service user, but by the other staff. You understand that? So it happens sometimes that a person that is new from Africa, they just came into the job, and 2 weeks after they are in a bad situation where they are being stopped from working. At that point, the person is paying rent, the person is doing things, but now you are stopped from going to work because you are being investigated for touching the other staff wrong, or for saying verbally things that are wrong to the staff. Like,
right, that one is more common. And guys, that one is really, really, really sensitive, and we need to be so much careful when it comes to that one. Why? Because sometimes the way we talk, especially in Africa, I'm originally from Africa, the way we talk, complimenting other women, or maybe just talking in general, we don't take anything serious or anything personal, especially if I comment your body. But here, guys, in Europe, if you compliment a woman's body, it can be taken as sexual assault. Just to say your body is like this, it can be assault. If I just come to you and ask for maybe a sexual favor, to say, look, let's do this, we are alone, it is 100% sexual assault.
But why would you ask that as well? Like, why?
There are some men that just see an opportunity in every situation.
Okay.
Let me give an example. We are working in residential support, right? And we have maybe only 2 night staff, or maybe we have 1 sleepover staff and 1 night staff. One is a male, one is a female. Like I say, they don't discriminate. If you're working, you're working. So maybe there's a man, there's a woman. you're working together on a 12-hour shift. So that means you're basically stuck together in that house for 12 hours. It could be a night shift.
Yes.
Most men, guys, they might be tempted. You understand? They might be tempted. So if you just see an opportunity and you go trying to convince your friend, look, we are alone. The resident is sleeping now. You know, guys, you go home. You go home. Never, ever, 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 never. Just have self-respect. Respect yourself. Respect your colleagues.
Yes.
You are coming to work.
Nothing
it's
else.
Work, strictly work.
Yes.
Be professional.
Yeah.
Right. It could be a case whereby you are working a day shift. You are assigned to one service user in the back of the car, and you both staff are sitting driving, and mostly residential support work is driving. So you guys are driving the whole day in the car, going there. Conversations, just that romantic conversation might just kick in.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And you're thinking maybe they might not have the audacity to tell you, stop, I don't want you to talk about that.
Yeah.
They just be laughing about it, not really commenting.
Yeah.
But then they are taking everything personal, and they're going to report to the manager. Yeah. And when they are reporting, it's now assault. Yeah. You've assaulted them verbally, you know. So now when they are telling you you've done this, to you don't see anything, you know, wrong. Yeah. Because you are used to that, you know. You are used to that. So yeah, that happens a lot. And I also promised at the beginning of the video, I promised I will explain the difference between the working for an agency company and working maybe for a what do you call it, the full-time staff in a certain company. Yes. So now when you're working as a guys, the main reason why agency companies exist is because there is shortage of work staff in Ireland. Okay. So companies alone, they might not be able to meet the demand. Or maybe in other cases, they might not want to overemploy. You understand? Because overemploying, it means they have got the responsibility to pay staff, even if they have less work. Okay. You signed a contract and they promised you guaranteed hours. Yes. Yeah. So they have to meet your hours. So sometimes maybe they don't have like work that is consistent. Okay. So now the reason why agency staff exist. Agency staff, they're not a healthcare. They're not really a healthcare provider. They just get called to support when the extra staff is needed. Okay. So for example, in a nursing home or in a hospital, we maybe one staff called in sick. Yes. Or one staff is going for an annual leave. Yeah. And we need someone to cover. Instead of us going to start employing someone to come and cover that, because the recruitment process, it takes years, not really years, but months.
Yeah,
it takes
I know.
A long
it takes time.
And it's so costly.
I would say it's about 3 months to 6 months.
It's so costly. And I was also reading something. It says the typical time, the typical cost for a company to hire a new employee, from advertising until they start working, it can cost the company up to like 3,000 euros plus. Yes. Right. Yes. So including trainings and everything until this day you start working.
Is that when they are taking someone from international?
No, that is actually different. Locally. Wow. Because the trainings can be really expensive. Okay. They have to train you. They have to make sure that you are capable of working. It's not only for their own benefit, but also according to their the laws as well. They have to follow the laws, yes, and regulations. So now, because the HSC wants the staff to be maybe manual handling trained, they want the staff to be safeguarding trained. For those trainings to be done, you need to pay a trainer. You need to pay for training facilities. Maybe it could either be in a hotel or wherever the case might be. Yeah. They need to, it's a lot. So for a company to successfully hire someone, it costs a lot. So that's why now they bring in the agencies. Okay. Because the agency staff can be just hired to be working. They don't really have a fixed hour contract. Yes. They work when there's there's work.
Yeah.
So when you're working as an agency, you can be sent to different places. Tomorrow you're working in a hospital. Tomorrow you're working in a nursing home. The following day you're working there. Maybe the place that you worked in today, you're not gonna go back again there. You know, they'll be just sending you wherever you are
Different
needed.
places.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's basically what agency stuff is.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Nigel, for helping on this video about the healthcare setting. I know it was like confusing a lot of people about like where do you work and what do you do as a healthcare worker. So now after this video today, I'm sure all of our followers, they will understand like what does it mean and where do you work and what do you do. So thank you so much for that. And guys, please don't forget to subscribe and follow our channel. The reason we always ask you to subscribe, it's because you help YouTube to see that like they need to push our content, they need to push our videos to people that are looking to for information like the one that we share. Okay, does that make sense? And also it helps a lot on us because it's so hard to do videos when no one is engaging with you, no one is telling you the what do you call it, the feedback, just to tell you what do they think, where can you add and where can you subtract and what can you do. When I started this thing, I was like into career coaching. I just wanted to help one-on-ones about like people that are struggling to choose careers. I was actually aiming at university students that doing like, you know, getting to work environment, they are having challenges. So I was aiming at that. But because people started diverting me and showing me that okay, they need to understand this and that, and now I'm doing like a lot of things. So the more you engage with us, the more we know. So please keep on subscribing, keep on following us, and pass our content to other people that might need to understand what we talk about. Anything related to immigration work, migrating to other countries, universities in other countries, whether Europe, Africa, or whatever. We try to cover anything related to school, work, or professions so that you can understand and get to know different careers, what can you choose, and how can you go about things. Thank you so much, guys, for following us, and keep on subscribing. Thanks.